Medalist, four-time medalist, one of only 8 athletes to medal in 4 different Olympics. He won a world championship in 1995 and was the captain of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team in Atlanta. He has served as a celebrated coach at the college level. He is now the director of athletics at Edinburgh University and a very large inspiration to many, many people. Please welcome the most decorated wrestler in American history, Mr. Burce Baumgartner.
Pinned my first match. I was not very good as a freshman. In fact, this is true story. I was 6'6" varsity. I was 188 pounds. And I wrestled some heavyweight and some at 188. My brother was 3 years older than me. I was a freshman. He was a senior. In high school, he was pretty good and I was pretty bad. He used to love beating on me. I will say revenge is sweet. He got old and I got good. Mom didn't like it, but I busted his eye almost every Christmas break when I was in college. It was the best Christmas present I could ever give myself. But I did wrestle varsity my freshman year. I was 3-3 varsity my freshman year, which just sounds pretty good until you realize that my 3 wins were forfeits for the teams. I was pretty good JV. I was probably 500 JV back then. These are the real Olympic medals. They are not reproductions or fakes. If you want to come up later on the way, and I know it's getting a little bit late, but you can look at them. We'll set them up, and if anybody wants me to sign anything or pictures with them, that would be great too. But they are the real.
Your first Olympic opportunity, what's the feeling kind of going out there, you look around and you're really wearing the USA on the back of your
well, the first Olympic opportunity was in Los Angeles in 1984, and it was a boycott year. The Soviet Union, East Germany, Cuba, I think Bulgaria, possibly 2 or 3 of the best countries at the time did not show up. Now, I had earlier in that year won the Tbilisi tournament in 1984, which had all the big Soviets there. So, there were a couple of us that probably would have medaled, and I'm not saying won, but probably would have medaled regardless if the Soviets were there. I was 3rd in the world in 83. I won it obviously in 84, but it was, it was a boycott year. But it was pretty exciting. It was thrilling. United States, LA, in Anaheim, 10, 15,000 people in the stands. It was pretty neat.
So you play the national anthem. What are you doing?
On a national anthem, by the time you get to that point after you've won, you got the flag going overhead, they're giving you a medal's around your neck, it's a feeling of relief at that point. It's a lot of hard work coming to the end, and you're just proud to have represented the country the best you could, and proud that you were able to be victorious. It's pretty difficult, the training and so forth, and it's sort of a little bit of a relief at the end.
You did it for so many years, but after the 84, do you go home and just chow down? Do you just say, I need a break from all of this stuff?
No, I think, I've probably, unless I was injured, and even when I was injured, I would exercise the other parts of the bodies that wasn't injured. I basically would only ever take a 2-week period off, and then I would start some type of training. So from somewhere in the neighborhood of 1979, 1980 till 1997 in April, I probably didn't take more than a 2-week period off in any one of those time frames. When I was injured, I might have maybe a little bit longer here and there after a surgery, but if I had a surgery on my knee, I'd be working out my upper body, and if I had, on my shoulder, it would be, working my lower body.
What are the economics of this? I mean, you're an amateur.
Well, the economics in the days that I wrestled, yes, I was more of an amateur. We did it. There was some stipend money to train on, but most of us spent more to train than we were making. There was an Operation Gold stipend if you got a medal from the Olympic Committee, but you're talking about, I think the maximum in that was about $2,500. I think my last Olympics there was a little bit more for gold, silver, and bronze, but today I think the Olympic Committee is giving $50,000 for a medal, a gold medal, and I think wrestling and some other sports it's $250,000. So the economics back when I wrestled, a person medaling today made more than I made in my whole career.
Yeah. 88 Olympics, win the silver. Do you remember the guy? I mean, obviously you remember the guy who beat you, but anything unique about his style that just kind of...
we went back and forth. We probably wrestled about 15 times. I won probably 8 or 10 of them, and he probably won, 5 or 6 of them. He won a world championships off of me, an Olympics, and I won Olympics and world off of him. So
who was it?
We went back. David Gobadishvili from the Soviet Union was eventually, he's actually a Georgian from Tbilisi, Georgia. He became the mayor of Tbilisi, Georgia. And, I don't know him very well because I was a competitor. I never became real friendly with my opponents.
After it was all said and done, you'd go to the Olympic Village. Did you try to seek out these guys at all and just hang?
Nope, I was a competitor. I went over there, I competed, and I came home.
Yeah. So no kibitzing.
No fraternizing with the enemy.
Yeah. 92.
Gold in Barcelona, and probably the best I ever wrestled. I beat David Gobadishvili, who won the gold in 88. I beat him in 92. 3-0 in what amounts to the quarterfinals, semifinals. I beat the returning world champion from East Germany, and then in the finals I beat a Canadian. So
you gotta say, wow, can I keep this up? Was it at the end of 92? Did you say, should I or should I call it a day, or did that retirement, the big R word come in yet?
Every time I competed, especially at the Olympics, you always figure if you're the object is to win the gold medal in the Olympics. So you'd always kind of have that feeling, do I want to go for another quadrennium, another 4 years? And, I decided right away I did. I wanted to, and was probably my most successful 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze in that 4 years. So I was pretty happy.
Yeah. 96, were you surprised when the team voted you to...
It was a shock. I think it's the first time I believe a wrestler ever got to carry the flag in opening ceremonies. Roland Gardner was able to carry it in the closing ceremonies in 2000. But I wouldn't say a shock. I mean, it was a great honor. It's basically being elected the captain of the team and carrying the flag. It was pretty neat. It was a great day.
What was your emotions? What were you feeling like?
Oh, pride. I mean, there's no other way. You're just proud of the country, proud of representing the United States, one of the best Olympic teams ever, being voted on by your peers. And then, walking in opening ceremonies, you're a little nervous. 100,000 people in the stands.
Don't trip.
A billion or two, you don't want to trip. Billion or 2 people watching it in the, on TV. It's not like when you're a little kid and you're tripping and running around the house and you trip and you go, I meant to do that. There's no, I meant to do that. I mean, it's pretty nerve-wracking, and it was very loud. You couldn't even hear yourself speak.
Yeah. Do your kids ask about this?
My children? No, they've lived with it all their life. I probably think that my 2 oldest that are more of an athletes have more of an appreciation. I'm not so sure my 16-year-old has a clue of the status or the accomplishment level over the years.
Over a 17-year period, no American beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Every U.S. Open in between there, so that's a long span.
Holy cow.
It's been a great evening for me. I know I'm inspired to go out there and try to do even better in my life and touch more people.